Alright gang, beginning of day 2. I'm gonna get started ripping stuff off of here. Gotta get the muffler off, intake manifold off. Once I get those two off, and these tins, should be able to just pop that head off. We can take a look and see what we've got as far as carnage goes inside. But first, I gotta clean it off, and in order to do that, I've got a big area I've got to clean out in front of my parts washer so I can get the engine to the parts washer. So you guys stay tuned. Next time you see this, it's going to be stripped down and we'll be ready to take that head off. Alright gang, made a mess everywhere, but got the engine all cleaned up. Just took it out of the parts washer, got the carb covered up. We've got these two intake bolts loose, this one loose, one more to go. You're not seeing what I'm doing, but I'm just taking another intake boot off, or bolt rather. Should be all of my intake bolts. Should be able to just lift up on this guy and get it up and out of the way enough and disconnect the coil and get it up out of the way enough to get that head off without disturbing all these wires. I am going to have to clean this gasket surface off here, which shouldn't be an issue. One of those bolts was just really loose, so we'll get that surface all cleaned up when the time comes. Right now we're just popping that head off. And figure out some way to hold that sucker up and out of the way. That ought to work. Just happen to have a bungee sitting close by. That doesn't happen every day. Alright, let's zip these head bolts out. I didn't bother cleaning around this head. I did clean behind it on the cylinder. I didn't bother cleaning the head itself. Should be for obvious reasons. It's junk. Already took the rocker arm and pivot and push rod out. Let's see if we can bust these guys loose. It's easy. 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 I am going to keep track of which one goes where here, so. And I'm curious, I don't even know yet if I can take the lifter out. Should be able to take it out as soon as I get the head off, if it's like a vehicle. We shall soon see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All I'm going to do is set those bolts right down in the head, sitting over here. In the same spot. And you get a little tappy tap. Got it. Ready? There we go. Wow, look at that mess. Lord have mercy. No wonder that old plug was just all fouled. That's a brand new plug sitting in there, by the way. But looks like our valve seat is still in place. We didn't lose that. Alright, set that there because I need to get the valve and the keepers and whatnot out. I don't know if you guys are in view yet. Let me check and see. Are you in view? Yeah, we're in view. I think all I need to do is just stuff a little rag right up underneath it to hold the valve up. Let me get my magnet ready. It's right behind you guys. Don't move. Don't back up. should be able to just push down, pull those keepers out. So I can do it where you guys can see it. Ooh, it's a tight one. Let me show you guys another way that I've done it before in the past. Kind of works pretty good. And we're reusing everything here. We are not reusing the intake valve, and I'll show you why. Ready? Of course, nobody's going to be able to see anything. I'm just going to whack it. And see if that loosened us up. That loosened us up. Okay. I wonder. I am putting my magnet down inside my socket. Let's see if that works. If I push on that, maybe it'll grab the keepers. What do you think? Think it will? Huh, it did. It grabbed a keeper. That's cool. New way to pull keepers out. See? Ha. Work smarter, not harder. Is that how it goes? Alright, so we've got our perch, our spring, and our cap, and our keepers. We'll get the valve out, and I'm just putting stuff right over here behind you on the workbench. We'll go ahead and get the valve out, and I'll lap both these valves in. Boy, it needs to clean something awful too, doesn't it? You see that? That's just terrible. Wow, what a mess. Not just gonna turn around and throw that sucker right back in there now, are we? Nope. Sorry about you guys just looking at my arm here. But now I'm gonna show you the intake. I don't know if you can see just how hammered that intake valve is. It just got smashed, something awful. So I'm not even gonna try to bust it out of there. Our seal is still in good shape. We are missing. There's a key valve seat keeper in both on the new head. Valve seat keeper here. There's one on both on the new head. There is not, and it looks like the spring perch just laid directly down on it. But we are not going to reuse this head. I don't want to take any chances, and it's probably better that I don't, just because suckers wore out. Been beat to death. Alright, what else here now? We need to see if we can just pop that lifter out. Do you think we can? It'd be awesome if we can. Come on. Looks like we had a blown head gasket as well. There was an awful lot of oil down around the bottom of that. Yeah, we had a blown head gasket as well. So it was time. Let's see if we can turn the flywheel. Top of that piston is just filthy as can be too. I want to make sure the bore's okay here. Yeah, it's 1,000 hours on this engine. I don't know if you can see the bore in there. Let me try to get you a little closer. Let me get the flashlight. It's way over here. Come here, flashlight. Yeah, the oil cooler was all but plugged. I've still got a couple ports that are plugged up in it. But let's see if we can get a good, decent light in there so you guys can see. But the crosshatch marks are still present in that cylinder, so it looks really, really good. And they come all the way up. I don't know if you can see that. Crosshatch marks come all the way up to where the piston hits top dead center. So I'm pleased with that. I'm fine with that. Now let's see if we can finagle that intake lifter out. The push rod lifter, obviously. Rides against the cam. I don't know if it's just going to come out or not. Hey, ready? Here we go. Okay, just visually, it looks fine, but I have to stick a pin down in that hole right there to relieve the pressure and squirt all the oil out that's built up in there to see if we've got some junk in there. Also, I want to take a look at the skirt. It doesn't look bad at all. In fact, we can still see our part number on there. We do not have excessive wear on that lifter at all. What caused that to fail? I don't know. It might have just gotten a piece of junk in there. So let me see if I can poke that down. I'll try to do it on camera here. Let me find my poker. There's one I want to use that's hardened, so hang on. And we'll see if we can't. There's a hole right down there, and that's what I'm going to poke. I'm just going to see what kind of smooge comes out of this thing, or if any at all. It may have just lost its seal. Yeah, it's coming out it's coming out up here instead of coming out the hole, and me pushing on it, it should come out of the hole. I mean, it's compressing, but I'm not getting anything out of that hole at all. See, it's all just pouring out the end. So, collapse lifter. We'll fix that. We'll put a new one in there. The owner of this is a bit of a perfectionist, and I was really shocked at how much buildup there was on the engine. I mean, it was visible buildup, and why he didn't keep that clean. And apparently the last oil change this thing had was 5 years ago. He told me that he had just recently changed it. Well, we can look at the oil filter, and if the oil filter is correct, (4/12 of 2014). So just over 5 years ago. You guys might have remembered how just nasty and caked everything was on here. So I got everything cleaned up that needed cleaned up. Didn't worry about cleaning up where the head was at. So now that we've gotten this far, it's not a hugely long video. I think I'm going to stop here, call this part 2. You guys got to see the links that I go to when I'm repairing an engine. I want to be sure that absolutely everything is correct. The next step is going to be, I'll get this surface clean. You won't need to watch me do that. I'm just going to clean and block that surface, make sure it's level. We'll clean and block the surface of the new head. We will also lap the new head valves. I'll do that on camera. I've got one of those hand crank valve lapping tools, but I have to make sure I have a good cup for it. But anyway, we're going to call this the end of part 2. If you want, right down there, you can subscribe. And here are a couple of random videos. Promise you guys, I will see you on the next one. Later. I'm out of here.